Hey, what's up guys, Sharp Tony here, and today we're going to take a quick dive into the world of the engineer. Bang bang. Engineers obviously about that bang bang action. They live that lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? They fork up any motherfather that comes their way. I love engineers, as you guys know, but today we're not going to really be looking at the PvP aspect, maybe just a little bit, but mostly what we're going to be looking at is the PVM aspect and raising an engineer, because there are more options than this pistol setup you see here. So a lot of people, once they get to the point where they have to make this AMEP, the Augmented Master Engineer Pistol, it does become really daunting because that's really hard to farm. Because you need a misfilled jar for that. You need stuff from freaking Hollow's Island. And who the frick wants to do all of that? There is, my friends, there is an alternative. And that is the grenade line. But let's take a look at which is more sensible, which is more cost effective, and which will actually produce more damage. So let's take a look at pistol first. There are ways, and I'll post a guide below on how to do it, to upgrade the pistol you get the second you get into the game as an engineer, and it turns out to be a pretty darn good pistol. This is the final version of it, the Augmented Master Engineer Pistol. The mods are freaking sweet, and the only issue I have with it is at low levels, it's pretty much useless. The damage on it is almost negligible, but it does provide you with damage for the cost of time. All you have to do is farm a few items off of robots to upgrade it at low levels. And and another thing we want to take a look at here is easily accessible pistols. If we go to the Job Market here and we go talk to Winnie Unwavering Glowtail, we can actually buy a really efficient weapon called the Electronicum, which is, you can find here till quality level 50, so you're not going to be spending much money in terms of finding a pistol. They're very cheap, but the minimum damage is really low, and the other thing is they do energy damage, which in the Shadowlands, I don't tend to like energy damage too much. I would literally pick any other damage type over energy. That's just me. I don't know if other people. Chemical is usually nicer, and radiation is usually terrible in the Shadowlands. And there's always the option of going the Kerr pistols, and then once you get to higher levels, you can get, let me pull this up here, items, custom, desert. You can go with the CDR route, the custom desert route, which is something you can get either off Notum Soldier, or you can go to Foreman's or Biomare. I call it Biomare. I don't like calling it Foreman's. Until level 100. And these are great to get on. These will give you good damage, but the only bad issue is they do fire damage, which isn't too great on hecklers. But the issue I have after like level 100 with pistol is there aren't really that many options other than the Kerr pistol. Because the upgraded engineer pistol is not going to be that good. But once you get to endgame, this pistol is going to rape face, but it does take a lot to build. If you take a look at that guide, you'll see how many steps it takes to actually get to this. And you need 2.1k mechanical engineering and electrical engineering to actually make this. But in the end, I'd say it's worth it. I will say pistol engineers probably do the most damage. And I'm not talking too much in depth with them because most people know what they're capable of, and almost every engineer is pistol. Let's take a look at your other freaking option, which is the nade, son. And here we go, guys. Here's the Grenade Engineer, which is a path I've been exploring really recently lately. Please pay no attention to this. He was around before Shadowlands came out, so I didn't play much AI with him or LE with him, so his research is literally but that's not what this is about. We're about that bang bang action, talking about grenades. The grenade line, if you go in a crit setup, I guarantee you will be cheaper and generally easier and more effective than going in a pistol setup. Why do I say this? Let's take a look at a weapon you could probably get on at level 1 as long as you can get around 50 NCU. Let's look up weapons. We're looking at a weapon called the Red Line Grenade Launcher. So let's take a gander here. Let's see if it's 5 million on GMI. And let's look at the requirements. It is a relatively slow weapon with a 3-second attack and delay. But this is a multi-wieldable weapon that does 1 to 310 damage, which is sick. It has a 179 grenade requirement. You could get a buff for 140 grenade from Extreme Prejudice from an engineer. Let's see exactly how much motherfreaking NCU it is to bang bang with that. 43 NCU, and then 20. I'm sorry, you get 120 from Extreme Prejudice. But yeah, I think I said 140. I meant 120. And the Kerr pistols tend to be really expensive. Let's look at the grenade guns. If that is the route you wanted to go. Grenade gun. I'm surprised any of these are over $1 million, to be completely honest with you. 10K. Like, this will save you, because engineers are expensive already. This will save you so much money. These are not dual wieldable, but the damage on them is pretty dang good. They do chemical AC. The crit is not very high, but once you get to higher levels, that is when this prohibited hand mortar comes in. There's also the Ninzo's Bomb Blaster, which is a nice... let's look that up for you. I should probably bring my chat up just so I can at least see that. Items, Ninzo, Bomb. No? Did they take that out? Items, Ninzo. The frick? Well, I know there's other great critting weapons that you can get, but let's take a look at this. Minimum 350, maximum 467 with a crit of 563. Are you kidding me? And this will not take you long to make it. All the skills to make it are like 1.7k weaponsmithing and like 1.2k, I think it was mechanical engineering was the other one. I don't know offhand. This is a really easy weapon to make. I'll put that in the description as well. But you can't get this on until title level 7, so that's the only downside. Otherwise, you'd be able to equip this at 150 with no problem. But if you take a look here, you can go in the crit setup, and you can just get like simple crit weapons, and then just get stuff that adds to your damage. And for a very, very cost-effective way, because it's inexpensive is what I'm trying to freaking convey to you, is that the Grenade Engineer could be phenomenal starting at level 1. And you could also use, I don't know if a lot of people know about these items, but they're actually called HSR throwing grenades, hedgehogs. You can find them in any weapon shop, and they don't do very much damage, but every little bit is going to count, especially when you want to be a little bit different and you want to have a cool and unique setup. I love grenade. Honestly, I have a pistol engineer and a grenade engineer, and I love the freaking grenade. And I'm telling you, if you get a red line, you can get a red line, you'll OE it like crap. You could literally get it on at level 1 and then get another good offhand, and you'll be good to like level 100. Because the MBS on that is very, very high, if there is one. Let's double check. I don't know if there's an MBS on this. Redline grenade launcher. Max beneficial skill, 2450. Get at me. The only thing I don't like is the minimum damage, but that's okay. And you don't need exactly a crit setup at the lower levels, but once you get to like 100 and you could spend like no money on weapons at all and still have an amazing damage setup. I don't think people pay attention to how freaking amazing that grenade could really be. At endgame, what will I say? I will tell you that an AMEP and, you know, or pure or whatever the heck you want to get on is going to do more damage. I will say that. But a crit engineer is not going to be far behind. I get close to 4k crits with this thing, and it's freaking awesome. It's so much fun. So I implore you guys, go try out the grenade engineer. But like I said, the pistol engineer is worth the time you have to put into it. But if you don't have that many credits, and you don't freaking want to spend like freaking 43 freaking hours trying to get one weapon made, go engineer. You know what? That's it. Let's just go to the outro.